Behind the scenes of Wednesday.
Very much embraces the whole of this Wednesday shoot.
The landscape here is sensational. There's a real history here.
Even though the show's set in Vermont, it makes it feel more Tim Burton, actually.
Yeah.
Combination of sets and locations, giving it that kind of off-kilter vibe.
My favorite thing is just how kind the people are. The crew is so hardworking, so sweet.
I love them. I've told them all to come and live with me.
I've really been enjoying shooting here, and it's very cool to share space with a lot of really iconic shows of the past.
Ireland itself is such a wild and poetic country. This slightly surreal, unreal quality sits very well on Irish shoulders.
Can I get your autograph?
I only signed my name in blood.
I would expect nothing less.
I never said it was my own blood. It's a fine balance, but also doing it for so long, you snap into it. I knew what the character needed, and I had studied her enough and understood her well enough at that point. When you're working in that headspace and you're working on scripts that have that sort of dark sense of humor, I do feel as though I've taken some of those traits with me just because I was practicing them all the time. And you know, sometimes outside of your life when you're not working, you're thinking about how can I get into that deeper mindset. And so much of Wednesday relies on the physicality, which helps as well. And then Nirvana Jalalvand, who did my hair and makeup for season 1, did my hair and makeup this time around. So again, trusted her. She knows everything. There was no hesitation or question. So there was just something about all of us being prepared and knowing what we were getting into already.
The only side I'm on is my own. And the only place I'll lead you is off a cliff. So do not put me on a pedestal, because I will burn it down.
The second season, she's kind of gotten a little bit more comfortable, and I think she kind of relishes and enjoys her surroundings more. I think she's learned to take things maybe slightly less seriously or be a bit more playful. Honestly, I think the most exciting thing is just being able to revisit her. I think Wednesday Addams is one of the coolest characters of all time. To be able to slip into the costume and tone again, it's just so much fun.
Ready, and 3, 2, 1, action.
Scram, psycho, before my claws slick.
Don't get your fur balls in a snarl. I'm assisting Wednesday.
Can I get your name, please?
Hi, I'm Evie.
So it all started with a self-tape, and that was the initial round. And it was actually a little bit weird because I kind of guessed what it was, but I wasn't told directly because it was all under code names.
Who are you and where's Enid?
The game has just begun.
We had this situation at the end of the season 1 where we had a stalker, and we loved the idea of, because we saw it with the show, that there are younger girls became obsessed with Wednesday. So we thought, what if there's a young girl at Nevermore who, after the events of season 1, just idolized Wednesday? The audition process, we saw, a huge number of people.
Do me a favor, just turn to the side, get a scene profile if that's all right. Wonderful.
My first scene was the Don't Bother Pup scene with Enid and Wednesday.
I'll be sleeping with one eye open.
Don't bother, Pup.
You wouldn't see me coming anyway. And my second one it's actually one of my favorite scenes, the bikini scene, where I pull out my bikini.
Oh, since this?
Make it disappear again.
I felt like I had an instant connection to the character. And then my final audition was a chemistry read with Jenna and Emma, which was very, very fun, very, very scary.
They were both shooting separate movies in New Zealand.
We did a chemistry test.
So we did a
over
chemistry
Zoom
read with them.
It's challenging, but you definitely see it. If it's happening, you see it. Even on a Zoom, it's real.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
Alan Miles were very supportive of my development of Agnes, and they really helped me to create like a clear image of who Agnes was as a person.
Happy prank day, Wednesday.
My crazed stalker is an invisible 13-year-old.
I sort of started by creating a mood board just to build a framework of who Agnes was as a character. I had some like black lace, and I had lots of like gothic imagery that helped me get into the sort of Nevermore, Tim Burton headspace. And I also took a lot of inspiration from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, just to develop like elements of madness, because she's obviously a little bit cuckoo.
What are you doing here?
Proving myself to your sister by handling her low priority tasks, like keeping you alive.
Evie is probably one of the most talented young actors that I've ever worked with. She's so good, and she's so professional, and very different from her character. Agnes is just a little creepy and a little bit weird.
So what's our next move?
There is no next move. She's so good. She's such a strong performer. She fit in so seamlessly. I was always so impressed and so excited to get to work with her. And she has a character that could be unlikable, but she's so sweet and earnest. She looks like a porcelain doll.
It was amazing. I mean, to watch Evie do it, and she has incredible eyes.
Yeah, the Betty Davis eyes is what I get told sometimes.
Go find somebody else to stalk.
The more you push me away, the more I'll want to please you. Classic emotional manipulation technique.
She's got this whimsical quality to her, which is just so Evie, and yeah, she killed it.
She's such a cool person. I love her to death.
Just to be able to work with all these people who were, they still are my idols. It's just really a pinch me moment. Honestly, every day was a pinch me moment. It still feels like a bit of a dream. I can't really believe it ever happened.
Keep with the show because it's reached far. It's cast a much wider net than we had anticipated. So, especially for the younger people, for still trying to figure out who they are, and in the day and age of social media, where everybody wants to find their uniqueness or their voice online, it's also important to have that in your personal everyday life. So to kind of be able to introduce younger people to this character and show them kind of how important it is to stick to your guns is really exciting to me.
It's probably the Paramount aspect for me. I think there's a reason why the Addams Family, all those decades ago, has have such resonance. It's the quintessential modern family to me, where your nuances and your idiosyncrasies are embraced. They're not pushed down, quashed, boxed away and hidden. We embrace that. And hey, we're still trying to break glass ceilings and all that stuff today, but I think that the acceptance of the Addams family with their children and within the outcast world, it means a lot. We all feel like we're all been a little removed and detached from certain situations in our life, and this is like applauds and encourages that to be just the norm, and everybody else is different.
In today's world, we're all taught to be a certain way, to fit into some sort of normal mold, which realistically doesn't exist. We should be celebrated for our differences. Our differences are what make us unique, and I hope that this school and this show can represent that and push that message out to the world, because honestly, what makes you unique is what makes you human, and I wouldn't want to live in a world where we're all the same, for sure.
It feels really, really good. I'm excited to be back with all my friends and all the fans that showed up today. And this is huge, this is massive, so I'm happy to be celebrating it. The message of Nevermore is to just embrace who you are and find your community, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And I definitely needed that as a kid, so I hope it speaks to young people.
It's thrilling because, of course, the Addams family is immense in America, and it's rather lovely to see that it's now taken the whole world by storm because of Tim Burton and because of Series 1, and because, I've got to say, of General Ortega, who's just a blazing star, and of course Catherine and Luis and all the people around her. But it's Jenna who leads this. She's the title role. So to be asked to join it in Series 2 and to be her own grandmother, her own flesh and blood, that was huge. It was very, very important for me. Lovely.
What's amazing about season 2 is that I get to be in England. I love it here so much. So it feels like the right place for it. Because London does have a sort of spooky quality to it. I don't mean that. I mean that as a compliment. And so I'm so excited. I'm so glad. Cool cast members. Everyone looks great. Everyone sounds great. I'm very happy.
There's so many surprises. It's so much darker, gorier, and honestly thoughtful. So I think fans are going to be really happy about it. No, there can never be too much gloom, because there's also always a bit of levity, and that's the beautiful thing about working on a Tim Burton project, is that it kind of allows you to dwell in that space that, it's very easy nowadays to naturally kind of be in, but to find the humor in it.
As Pugsley's changed between season 1 and 2, so have I. I'm a metalhead now. I paint my nails black at home. I've definitely leaned into the gothic vibe as I've grown up. Not just because of Wednesday, but just as we both progress, me and Pugsley.
I think that's why we love the show as a family. I think it's why people really connect with the show, with the character of Wednesday, with the concept of outcasts. And it's really important to have characters like that, especially for young girls.
Now season 2 has happened, and I filmed season 2 with all the people I've already known, and I think it's such a kind of strong bond I've grown with everyone. It's way more comfortable, and I think I'm really starting to grow into the whole idea of it all. And I think I just hope everyone else can see that on screen and see how powerful the chemistry is and how kind of natural it is now. I think I've always found it's nice to kind of have that kind of unique kind of twist on your own identity, just to kind of portray yourself in a different way, not to conform to anything that you're being told to. Obviously there's levels, but I think I've always kind of liked the idea of standing out a little bit with the hair and everything. So no, I think it was really nice to be able to portray that through something so large scale.
Oh my God, there's just too many to count. I think it's just going to be really, really full of like mayhem. Wednesday's back at Nevermore. There's obviously going to be mystery after mystery to solve, but like some really gut-wrenching emotional growth for all the characters as well. So I think it's going to be really exciting. Some great set pieces, but so far my mouth is sealed on anything specific.
There's a lot of good stuff. I don't know specifically. I will say there's a couple scenes that I got to shoot with Emma that was very exciting, and there's some cool action stuff. So I think people will be excited. I think that's a huge thing for me. It's like it's hard to know who you are, especially like today. There's so many types of things or types of people you can be, but actually figuring out who you are is tough. And I don't know. I think shooting this show has been a great experience.
Working with Tim, because at least for me growing up, it was the first time that I don't know, that being weird was like kind of made cool around then, with like Edward Scissorhands and Winona Ryder and that whole thing. And I remember my dad showing me that movie when I was young, and it probably doing something to my brain, hopefully positive.
The opening of the season 1 is pretty cool.
Yes.
I mean, season 2 with the serial killer basement.
Yes, I think that's good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
There's some scenes in episode 4 which we have an amazing sword fight.
Yes.
Won't say who it's between, but in episode 3,
that
was pretty epic.
Yes.
We have Letitia and Gomez doing an amazing tango.
Yeah.
That's also pretty great.
That is great.
Lots of highlights.
We didn't know what to expect with season 1, genuinely. As we were making it, we thought, it might be top 10, Tim Burton, Jenna Ortega, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, seeing the impact of it now, it makes it all the more exciting for season 2. Ireland is a dream, genuinely. There's something about the Irish people that really rubbed off on me, whilst we were there. And yeah, a lovely place to film. Yeah.
When we knew we were doing season 2 and that the family and Letitia was going to be part of, really beautifully integrated into Wednesday's story at Nevermore, I was, as you can imagine, more than thrilled. I mean, she's such an iconic character to, get into the shoes of. The beauty of season 2 for me, being a Brit, is that my queen, Joanna Lumley, gets to play my mother. So it was like, when you think it can't get any better, it just did.
It's got a very fluid feeling, this show. It embraces everybody. And you would think that being about a child at school, which is what Jenna is at boarding school, that it might be for sort of teenagers only. But the spectrum it reaches is absolutely extraordinary, immense. And so all kinds of people who you'd hardly know all tuning into Jenna in their 70s, in their 80s, and little young ones. And although it's frightening, it's not horrible. Do you know what I mean? It's scary in the way that all proper gothic ghost stories for children are scary. I love it. Never too much gloom with Tim. And the truth is that I don't really have that darker side. At least it's not as dark as Hester Frum, who makes her money out of death, after all. She owns all the cemeteries virtually in the world. She owns all the funeral parlors. She rubs her hands at the thought of someone dying. And she's got sort of superpowers, which she's retired her abilities, but she can still do them. It's been fantastic. And therefore putting on the cloak, as it were, the mantle of Hester and her great, extraordinary wig, I've loved it. It's been great fun.
There's a camping scene that I'm not even in, and I already love it. And then Uncle Fester, the character who I play, is in an insane asylum. So that's going to be really fun. Never enough gloom. I love the holiday of Halloween. I mean, I live it. I live every day for me is Halloween. So I love it so much that I barely even think about it. I just like everything to be as gothic and vampire-like as possible.
It's very important. I think what we kind of learned in season 1 was that everybody thinks they're an outcast or feels like an outcast. So the fact that Wednesday speaks to all of these different groups and all these different ages is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, and it's sort of like what the show's about.
Yeah.
It's about celebrating difference, and I think that's what's great about Wednesday. She's unapologetic about who she is, and I think that's very aspirational.